Okay, solar YouTubers, you're actually getting kissy. She came before I gave her the okay. So that's the star. She's in a kissy mood. So I'm home for a day. It's about 2:30. She likes kissies. So had a viewer commented. So real quick about the system. I am not technically offline. Okay, I am not off grid. I don't have enough battery storage. I don't have enough solar coming in to be off grid. I'm just running this just to learn solar. Okay, it's been cloudy all day, no sun at all. Yeah, that's my 200 watt panel is just getting 30 watts. It's been pretty nasty all day. It's raining. It actually just quit raining. It's a nice drizzle. So why I'm doing these videos and doing this is just because I'm learning the system. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Oh, that was a good one. So I'm just learning the system, learning the basics. So the refrigerator is technically running off batteries, okay, but when the batteries are not getting charged with the solar, and then it's get charged from the grid. So I'm not technically, full time off the grid, meaning the refrigerator. Like I said, I only got 24 volt at 100 amp hours. Okay, so 24,000 watts, watt hours roughly. So the girl, they're taking pictures of the building. That's kind of weird. In this area, it's always weird stuff going on. So I'm just doing this because I'm not doing this to save money because my electric bill, it's like $80. It's not expensive at all, between 50 and 80. So this is just mainly for an emergency setup in case power goes out. I know I can run my fridge for so many days, right? And as long as I get solar every day, I can pretty much run my fridge off solar and batteries. But I am limited. I don't have enough solar coming in to actually charge these batteries in 3 hours. I do not, and so I needed but the charge controller I was using was maxed out, so I needed to buy another charge controller. And I was looking at the Victron charge controllers. They were pretty for what I needed for another 800 watts total. It was like $351 or something like that. So it was it was 279 or something for the one I needed. It was the 150 slash 60. But spending that $279 on their charge controller, that's even maxed out. I couldn't bring any more solar, so I was maxing out on charge control. I didn't have the Vectron, okay, so I was stuck with, my Everett, and there was nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong, it's a good charge controller. I had no issues with it. That one right there, this is the 20 amp one. This is for the wrong chemistry. When I bought that, I didn't know that it's not made for the lithium ion phosphate. Not made for it. I can go in through the screen now, and you can go into the user settings and set the parameters. But yeah, that's beyond me. But that worked fine. It did great. But I needed 30 amps, and that was a 20 amp, so I wasn't getting the full range. So that was maxed out at 400 watts. So as I was looking on buying another charge controller, I was stuck. I don't have the money to really spend on, it was just one of those things I was getting frustrated on. Then I came across the hybrid. And when I did this once before, the hybrid was you sold energy back to the grid. I didn't want to sell back to the grid because that's a whole new can of worms. So I came across the hybrid. I studied it. I bought the cheapest one I could find, and I'm just running it every day, just to see if it works. and so far it does. So I run pretty much off the batteries. Like today, the battery charger kicked in this morning, and it's charged up. So I create about 200. Oh, that's a cat. Okay, I thought I was sitting in the kitchen. She's in the cat box scraping. So last 2 days I've used probably about almost 1.5 kilowatts. So that's thousand, about 1,500 watts I've used in the batteries. Almost 2 kilowatts yesterday. So I'm not totally off the grid. I am still dependent on the grid, just because my battery's not big enough. I just don't have enough storage. And then when I do get enough storage, I'm not going to have enough solar panels to charge them up. So I'm going to, it's it's that thing where, okay, so if I buy more solar panels, I really can't use them because I know they're overpowered for the storage. So, well, even right now, to charge my storage I have now, I don't have enough solar panels in 3 hours. Charge them up in 3 hours. So really, the next so-called purchase I need to get is more solar panels, and that's where I'm going to be running into issues, because I don't know how many more panels the owner is going to let me put on the roof. Okay, he says he's okay with what he says he's okay with what I'm doing now, but I don't want to try and put too much more up there. So if I put the next, how can I say this? I can't get I want to buy the 100-watt solar panels, and EcoWorthy sells 4 of them for like $224. I mean, like $50 a piece. Not bad for a 100-watt panel. But if I'm going to put more panels up there, I got to take those down, and then I got to, get a 300-watt, 400-watt panel up there. A 400-watt panel will be awesome. I need 400-watt, 1,200 watts coming in for me, just for what I'm doing, to be perfect. If I have 1,200 watts coming in, this is how you figure this out. So let me show you the math real quick. This is what I just learned math-wise. So give me a second. All right, math real quick. So if I have, the 12.8 batteries, okay, and I'm putting those in parallel. I mean, a series. So you times that by 2. That's actually what I have. But then you need times that by 100. That's the amp hours. And I got 2,560 roughly watt hours. Okay. Now, to figure, so you have your sun hours. Right now, this time of the year, my sun hours in the wintertime, like December, January, that time period, for Indiana, I'm in the western part of Indiana on the Wabash River. It is roughly 3 sun hours. So and the peak in this area is about 5. So I'm going with the low number. So you got to divide that. I did it wrong. So you gotta take that. I'm trying to use the keyboard at the same time. That's what 2560. That's what it was, right? Yeah, 2560. So you gotta divide that by your sun hours. So I need to bring in 853 watts to charge my batteries in 3 hours. Okay. And I only got 4, so I'm under half of that. So in order for me to charge what I have in 3 hours, this is what I need right there. So I'm not even close to that. I got half of that. So for me to put another 400 watts on the roof, that gave me 800 watts, but I'm still, 53 watts short. Does that really matter? A whole lot here and there? Not really. But I'm going to have 8 panels at 800 watts. You know what I'm saying? So the next, so for me, really, the next big purchase has got to be solar panels. It's got to be. So I got to get, I love to get. I'm looking on Facebook now, Marketplace, for used panel or used solar panels. I really don't care if they're new or not. But so that's the issue. So the point of this channel is just to show people, I'm not even close enough to do anything here. I'm running the refrigerator, but it's not permanently off grid. True, the inverter is plugged in to the wall, but it only comes on when there's not enough battery or solar to run the inverter. So I have enough battery to run the inverter. And I can run the refrigerator for 24 hours straight, just off batteries. So I do have a one full day if I don't have the grid. Only reason why the charger kicks on the way it is now, I think I have it set when the battery gets down to 60%, I think it is. That's when the charger inside the box here charges up. So it does run about 2 times a day. And that's going to run tonight around 7 or 8. I want to say somewhere in there. I think about every 12 hours it comes on. When it gets around 60% of the batteries. That's what I'm not for sure. So all of this is new for me. I'm just learning. And as I'm learning, I'm giving you guys videos. So I hope that clears some things up for some people. But I don't have enough here to do really anything with. If the power goes out today, I have probably enough in there to last me 12 hours to keep that fridge running. So that's why I have to have the generator. So more likely the power goes out. I can run what I can, but then I have to plug the refrigerator into the generator and get it running. And then I got to figure out if I can run that generator on this. So that's my next experiment. So when the battery gets down to when it starts charging the battery, then I'm going to fire up the generator, plug this into the generator, and see if the generator is clean enough to run this. To run these boxes off the generator has to be a clean generator, and I don't know mine's clean enough to run these. So that's what I got to figure out, if it's clean enough to run it, and you really don't know until you do it. So she's nosy. So that's about it, guys. So this is just my everyday experience. So I'm gonna do a video in the morning when I get up, let you know how the system's running, if it's charging or not, and then when I get off of work, I might do a video. But then before I go to bed, I will do another video and show you where I'm at on this and if it's charged at all. So give you guys kind of the newbies like me a kind of sense of a everyday diary of what's going on here. And I'm pretty stoked about picking that up for $25. That's pretty nice. So all right, I'm gonna get out of here. So as you see, solar coming in, it's nothing, 11 watts. I don't have anything on solar. Actually, I have a lot of solar, or not quite right now, but this Blue Eddy is running off a 200 watt bifacial panel by itself. It's a JJN. And then the other string, this is the bifacial, and the main string is just 400 watts, 100 watt panels, 4 of them. But this is the 200 panel, and I haven't hooked those two panels up because they're two different sizes. And you can hook them up, but then it just changes everything. It changes everything, so I'm not going to worry about connecting two different panels. But my first thing is to get more solar coming in, because I can get all the storage I want, but I just don't have nothing to charge it up, and I don't have enough to charge these up. So my next step is solar. I'm on Marketplace now looking at panels, and I'm looking at about a 400 watts If I can get 400, if I can get 4 to 5 panels of 400 watts, then I'm set. Personally, I'm set. I have enough solar coming in to definitely charge what I have now. And then if I want to increase my storage, I will have some room with the panels. So let's do some more math real quick. And for those who have stuck around, awesome. So let's go here and clear stuff out. Let's say I have 12.8. Let's say I have. Let's see how many. Oh, it's times that's times 100. So that's how many amp hours I have. I mean watt hours. You know, that's 12. I should have this memorized. I don't. It's 1,280 watt hours each battery. So if I can times that by 4. That is 51, you know, about 5,100 watt hours, okay? Now, if we divide that, nope, that's not what it is. Let's just round up to 5,100. Yeah, I'll probably go over here and, oh, I can't. So 5,100, let's divide that by 3. So yeah, so if I get 2,000 watts on the roof, I need 2,000 watts that I can put. I can get 5,100 of the battery storage in here. So I'm hot. I don't have a fan on. Let me turn the fan on. And Saturn decided to Carl up here. She wants 11s. She doesn't like when I talk to you guys. So we have 1280, right? 1281, yep. So if we have 1280, that's times 4, and that's 5120. And so when you divide that by 30 hours, that's the worst. So we need 1,700. So if I can get 2,000 watts up there, I would definitely have enough voltage. Because right now, what I need to run my refrigerator, that big one, it's around 90 watts, 90 watt hours, 90 watts an hour. Duh. Times that by 24 equals right there. So I almost have enough battery storage to run that fridge for 1 day. Okay? But you can't use all of this because well, you can't use all of it because your BMS was shut off and your power inverter were definitely shut off. Your power inverter will say, well, I got so many volts left, I'm shutting off. So it doesn't run it all the way down. So I can't run the fridge for 24 hours. I mean, I can probably run it for 12, straight 12, but that's about it. So I definitely need more storage to run that fridge 24 hours. But you really need to times this by 3 days of autonomy, they call it. So I really need 6,500 watt hours available to run my fridge 24 hours. I mean for about 3 days, okay? Because the refrigerator doesn't run all day long. It runs, I think mine's 20 minutes on, 15 off or something. I'm not sure. So this is how you figure out. And then I have fans that I run. I want the fans to stay, it's just, I'm nowhere near close, and I know this, but I'm just showing you, the real world struggles, okay? I got bills I gotta pay. My Jeep broke down Friday. I had to spend, almost $200 on that, for a starter. True, at the end it cost me 160 or 175, somewhere in there, but still, I was planning on buying some more solar stuff, but it went to hell. So it's these things where I'm not going to see a return at all on my solar. If I'm trying to get rid of my bill, okay, I have roughly what do I have? I have in the solar itself. I probably have about $3,000. I want to say that's with all the wires, all the panels, charge controllers, and all that. And if I divide that by 80, that's roughly what my bill is. You know, I got um, 37 months. Let's say 38 months. You know, that's a couple years that my solar be paid off. So it's my bill is not the issue. It's just having freedom in case something does go wrong, something does happen. Oh, I'm trying to hold her at the same time. See, she's like a little baby. In case something power goes out, you never know. Car hits, car hits the pole, goes out. They got work to doing on poles, just all kinds of stuff. So this would be good for me for a day, half a day. Then I'm gonna have to charge them up. And if I have no power, I can't use the wall. I gotta use a generator. And if all else fails, I can run the generator and hook my battery charger, be the external battery charger, down there on those and charge it up that way. So it's just I'm just doing this to see how stuff is going. So I'm at 20 minutes and nobody's gonna watch it this long. So hey, you guys have a great day.